I'm Vivian Mumford and I'm the chair of Hesketh Bank Tarleton Helpers, which is a local charity. We started during the pandemic as a COVID support group, and then we decided that we wanted to continue helping local residents after the pandemic was over. So we became a registered charity at that stage. Now in Tarleton and Hesketh Bank, we have an older population. I think the statistics are that nationally 18.6% of the population are 65 or over. In Tarleton Hesketh Bank, it's 26%. So we have an older population and we're a rural area with poor transport links. So we found there were a lot of older people who were struggling to get out, who are lonely and isolated. It's a recognised problem in our area, loneliness and isolation among older people. And at that stage, I decided to start a befriending service. And what it involves is that we recruit volunteers, local volunteers. We train them and we pair them with a local older person who is lonely or socially isolated.
I think befriending is really rewarding for both parties involved. I know I felt loneliness as well, and to find someone else who needs that kind of help and support at a time when it's not obvious where you're going to go. I got a great boost from being with these gentlemen because one had a vast experience of life, and I got a lot from that. And hopefully I was able to give him some confidence as well, that people haven't forgotten him. And it generally helps us both to get through life together.
We had a gentleman who was referred to us in April. He'd had a stroke and he'd been paralysed on the left side of his body. And his main ambition was to be able to get walking again. So I recruited a befriender for him, someone who had experience of being a nurse and also helped in a school with children with disabilities. So she had the perfect skill set for us to both start helping him with his walking. We visited every week for an hour and we got him walking. With
the grant, we have been able to get ourselves known to more groups who are referring organisations, who are referring people to us for befriending. We've been able to recruit more volunteers. We've been able to start up the second Dementia-Friendly music and movement group up in Banks, and that is really joyful and important for people with dementia and their carers, because there are very few facilities around here which are suitable for them.
I'm Councillor Melissa Parler, lead member for Economic Regeneration and Green Growth. We're delighted that the Council has been able to fund Hesketh Bank and Tarleton Helpers through our UK Share Prosperity funding. It's great the money is being used to fund a new employee, boost their activity and upskill 16 new volunteers. A key priority of this council is to foster inclusive and healthy communities in our borough, and supporting our community and voluntary sector is key to this, to tackle the issues of loneliness and isolation experienced by the older population in our rural areas.